Fellows, we didn't ask you here this evening to criticize you for the things that you've done. Rather, we're going to ask you to cooperate with us by discussing your misunderstandings in a democratic way and arriving at a solution without further violence.
Since the dawn of time, species have needed to collaborate and co-evolve in order to survive. Therefore, humans must also collaborate with one another in order to succeed and prosper in the jungle called life.
Standing in a puddle.
But how do undergraduate students collaborate with each other? Is it something that they must learn how to do, or is collaboration an inherited part of our makeup? In order to analyze this idea, we decided to compare the amount of collaboration that occurred between separate groups with a lower level university course and a more advanced higher level course. Based on our own experiences, we predicted that the higher level course will display more collaboration because they have had more time to perfect the skill during their undergraduate studies. This clip focused around the upper level class, each group working alone on their computer. Our group is centered around the camera, Group 1 is one table over, and Group 2 is at the back of the shot near the rear of the classroom.
Violence.
Standing in a puddle.
I just want a little intro, so who you are, field, where you do your work, that type of just kind of brief interview of who you are.
So my name is Joanne Sobek. I'm Associate Dean for Research in the School of Social Work at Wayne State University and have been in that position for about 10 years, but in the School of Social Work in Wayne State for over 30 years, doing a variety of research studies covering many topics, including collaboration.
And then looking at collaboration between age groups, looking at almost at, are people more willing to collaborate or talk with one another if they are at the same age, if they're looking at someone that's more of a mentor, looking at someone that's older, or is it like older to younger, like kind of the age group of how they all collaborate with one another and who's like the most willing to talk?
Yeah, that's also an interesting question because I thought about that, and certainly I think that youth might be more open to collaboration because they're learning, right? And so the notion that we can sit down and try to think through an assignment or a problem that we might be having in our schools, they're probably a little bit more open to it, and because they haven't developed the specialized skill, and in some effect we develop these kind of disciplinary blinders for you so that you only look at the world now through a medical or biological kind of lens, or I only look at it through a social lens and not the biological lens. So I think youth are more open to it. Adults look at it and they may say, yes, we'll collaborate because, of course, they think they know more, right? Of course, we'll collaborate, right? And then it's about, let me share with you my knowledge and But they're less willing to really think about kind of the co-production of something.
I'd say the safest thing to do is export them. So go to the Ryla app on your phone, export them through your phone to your camera roll, and then airdrop them to this. Don't use. I'm canceling this export. Can we just erase the whole thing?
That's tough. No, we gotta know how to do it. We can probably fix it tomorrow.
One article states that undergraduate students tend to have a hard time asking other groups of individuals for help, and will usually try to seek out help from those who are higher up in the course, such as a professor or teaching assistant. It then goes on to say that collaboration in undergraduate studies is often undercut by aspects of school systems such as GPA, emphasis on individual academic success, and the fact that many relationships within groups are defined socially, not professionally.
Standing in a puddle.
This is how real science is done, on the iPhone. Shout out Steve Jobs. Alright, you can take that.
Okay.
And that was 51 degrees?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it.
Standing in a puddle.
This is a clip of the lower level class. The group that the shot is focused on call over a teaching assistant to ask for help instead of asking the groups around them who are struggling with the same problems they are. This clip shows the lower level class. Chad, Michael, and I are all working during the same time but are not collaborating in any way. We are all completely different parts of the room working alone. We collected data points for both class levels over the course of 11 weeks. We used a fair, easy system where a point was awarded to each class level every time a group came and collaborated with another group. We kept track of how many times each level class collaborated by observing their interactions during class time. After collecting all of our data points through our experiment, we decided to be represented best in a form of a graph. Our group chose to use a pie graph to represent the data. The blue portion represents the lower level class, where we observed 28 different instances of collaboration over the weeks of observing. The green portion of the graph represents the higher level class, where we observed 13 points of collaboration. It can be seen that the graph goes against our thesis. That being said, the data collected from the upper level class is skewed in some ways, which is represented by the asterisk in the green portion. Being in the class, we did have to participate in activities and class discussions, which prevented us from observing the group the whole time, like we did in the lower level class. We attempted to keep the upper level data points as unbiased as possible. Although it went against our thesis, the trend of the data suggests the idea that Dr. Sobek talked about. Younger adults being more willing to collaborate than older adults is accurate. Unfortunately, although we do see the trend that the data is following, our group would have to say that our research is inconclusive. With that being said, additional data, research, and references would needed to be collected in order to come to a more precise conclusion.